The NFL might want to brace itself because something electric is quietly building behind the scenes in Cleveland, and it's not coming from the names you'd expect. While most headlines have been busy recycling the usual quarterback cliches, Joe Flacco's veteran grit, Dillon Gabriel's rookie upside, there have been a quiet, precise force sharpening his game in the shadows. Third string underpromoted, but no longer under the radar. Shedeur Sanders just sent shockwaves through the NFL world, and if you weren't paying attention before, if you're into the real story and all the messy twists they don't show on highlight reels, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're sticking around to see how this Browns QB chaos plays out, you should definitely be subscribed. It's officially too late to keep sleeping, because this week, Shedeur didn't just compete. He outperformed them. Let's set the scene. A standard training camp net drill. Nothing flashy, just one of those mechanics-focused reps that separates the guys who throw with muscle memory from the ones who throw with magic. The setup is simple. Aim, drop back, hit the tight window. And here's what happened. Flacco? Missed. Gabriel? Close, but not quite. Sanders? Bullseye. Clean. On the money. No bounce, no luck, no adjustment needed. Just one crisp, perfect spiral right through the target. It should have been the moment of the day. But it wasn't. Not if you were reading the beat writer's tweets. Not if you were listening to the press conference chatter. Somehow, miraculously, it got brushed over. A few vague mentions of a Browns QB making a nice throw. No name. No context. No buzz. That is, until the fans got a hold of it. Because someone was watching. A fan with a phone caught the clip. Zoomed in, slowed it down, posted it online with the caption. Wait, was that Shedeur? Boom. Internet ignition. Within hours, that throw was ricocheting through football Twitter like a late-game Hail Mary. Fans weren't just impressed. They were angry. How does a rookie third-stringer show up the starter and the rookie backup in a clean rep and not even get mentioned by name? It's the kind of thing that doesn't just raise eyebrows. It raises questions. And here's where things start getting spicy. Because this isn't the first time Shedeur has been the best-kept secret in a quarterback room. This isn't his first brush with being underestimated. But the difference now? The NFL stage is bigger. The stakes are higher, and the fans? They're not staying quiet this time. The backlash to the media blackout was swift and totally deserved. Why is no one talking about this? Why is he still third string? Are the Browns trying to overlook their most accurate QB? Fair questions. Because this wasn't just a flashy throw in a meaningless drill. This was a snapshot, an emblem of what Shedeur has been doing consistently throughout camp. Staying calm, staying sharp, and outperforming expectations with surgical precision. He's not out here chucking 70-yard bombs into triple coverage and posing for cameras. He's playing smart, controlled, like a guy who knows he's not supposed to be the guy, but doesn't plan on staying that way for long. And that confidence? It's magnetic. You watch Shedeur in these practice clips. He's got the mechanics of someone who's been trained like a pro since middle school. Spoiler, he has. Every dropback is tight. Every release is clean. His footwork looks coached by YouTube perfect, and the ball placement? Chef's kiss. He's throwing with intent, not hope. So why the silence from the press? Why the hesitation to call it what it is? A breakout. Let's be honest. The NFL loves narratives. They love the veteran redemption arc, Flacco. They love the promising rookie project, Gabriel. But the third stringer who quietly outshines both? That's messy. That doesn't fit the script. And Shedeur Sanders? He's rewriting the script in real time. You can almost feel the tension brewing inside that quarterback room. Flacco, the seasoned vet, suddenly realizing that his cool, composed clipboard buddy might actually be the one making him expendable. Gabriel, the guy who was supposed to be next in line, watching the fan base rally behind someone they weren't even supposed to notice yet. It's drama. Subtle, slow burn, football soap opera drama. And the fans are eating it up. Every reposted clip, every perfect throw, every side-by-side comparison. Sanders is winning the people over not with hype, but with hard evidence. People aren't rooting for him because of the last name. They're rooting for him because they're seeing the throws, The footwork, the poise, the leadership that isn't performative. It's natural. Even the body language is different. While the other QBs bark, Shedeur talks low and clear. While the others panic under pressure, he calmly scans and delivers. It's not just about who throws the farthest. It's who makes the right throw at the right time. And right now, Shedeur's accuracy under pressure is telling the story no one else will. That net drill moment might have been one clip, but it told us everything. It told us Shedeur can outperform a veteran. It told us Shedeur can outperform the drafted rookie. It told us Shedeur can execute under pressure. It told us that if he gets the opportunity, he might not give the job back. And fans aren't just noticing, they're organizing. There are already threads online tracking every camp clip, analyzing every throw like it's a Zapruder film. There's talk of QB1 energy. And honestly, it's not wrong, because leadership isn't about hype, it's about gravity. Who are guys gravitating toward on the sidelines? Who do they trust on third down? Who looks like they've done this before, even when they haven't? Sanders is quietly becoming the gravitational center of the offense. And the coaching staff? They've got a choice to make. And it's not going to be easy. Do you protect the status quo? Stick with the safe bet in Flacco and hope experience beats talent? Do you keep forcing the rookie plan with Gabriel just because you drafted him higher? Or do you look at what's happening in front of you, accept the uncomfortable truth, and open the door for the guy who's already outplaying them both? Here's the real kicker. Shedeur is marketable too. This isn't just some anonymous grinder with zero upside off the field. He's got the name, the endorsements, the social media savvy, and yet he doesn't act like it. He's not posting selfies in team gear. He's not talking trash. He's letting his game speak. And that balance, it's rare, it's valuable, it's dangerous. Because when you combine production, poise, and polish with fan base that's already rallying behind him, that's not just a sleeper QB. That's a movement. And movements don't stay buried on depth charts for long. So what now? What happens next? Well, nothing. Yet, the Browns are going to play it safe, as most teams do. They'll say Flacco is still the guy. They'll say Gabriel is progressing. And they'll say Shedeur is developing well. But we know better now. We saw the throw. We saw the composure. We saw the media silence. And then we watch fans break it. And here's the thing about silence. When it breaks, it doesn't go back to quiet. It echoes. Shedeur Sanders isn't the Browns' future because of hype. He's the future because play after play, he's earning it. And whether the coaching staff is ready or not, he's building momentum they won't be able to ignore for much longer. So to the NFL world, consider this your heads up. The underdog narrative has officially expired. Shedeur Sanders isn't here to wait patiently for his turn. He's here to take it. Drop a comment if you think Shedeur deserves to start, or if you think the Browns will cling to comfort until it's too late. Either way, subscribe now, because when this QB controversy explodes, we're coming back with all the receipts. Let's get one thing straight before we go any further. You don't accidentally outshine a Super Bowl MVP and a top rookie draft pick in back-to-back practices unless you've got something real brewing. And at this point, that's exactly what Shedeur Sanders is doing, slowly, methodically, like someone who knows he's the smartest person in the room but is too polite to say it out loud. But polite doesn't mean passive, because make no mistake, Shedeur isn't sitting there with his QB3 title like it's some honorable mention certificate. He's sitting there like a silent assassin with a playbook, waiting for the moment someone blinks. And trust me, somebody's going to blink. Soon. Now, if you've been watching the Browns long enough, which, first of all, congrats on surviving, you know the quarterback room has never exactly been a sanctuary of stability. It's been more like the set of a long-running reality show, America's Next Flop QB. One heartbreak after another. One "this is a year" turn never mind on repeat. And that's why this Shedeur moment feels different. Because for once, you've got a guy who's not selling a dream. He's delivering reps. Quietly, consistently, and with just enough edge that even the veterans are starting to look over their shoulder. Let's talk about that. Flacco's no fool. He's been around too long, seen too many next guy ups come and go to not notice when something real is taking shape. You think he didn't see that net drill throw? He saw it. He just kept tying his cleats and pretending he didn't. That's what vets do when the threat's too real to laugh off. And Dylan Gabriel? Man's probably still watching that throw in slow motion on his iPad at night, wondering how the guy with less media buzz and a lower draft profile just landed a perfect ball like he was ordering coffee. Because this wasn't just a nice throw. This was a statement. And not the loud, attention-seeking kind. This was the dangerous kind. The kind of throw that says, you can keep ignoring me. I'll keep proving it. And you know the fans felt it. The internet has been working overtime ever since that clip leaked. Comment sections? Flooded. Twitter threads? Exploding. People who didn't even know Shedeur was on the Browns roster 2 weeks ago are now out here drawing up depth chart reworks and trade package theories. And let's just take a second to savor the irony. The same media that downplayed Shedeur's throw, the same outlets that buried his name under vague QB mentions like he was some anonymous practice squad dude, they're the ones who'll be first in line the moment he gets game time. You already know how it'll go. They'll start with, we've been quietly tracking Sanders' growth all summer. Quietly? Babe, no you weren't. You were out here writing entire paragraphs about Gabriel's developmental upside, while Shedeur was literally landing surgical throws in front of your faces. That's the part that stings. Not just the underestimation, but the way it's being rewritten in real time. But guess what? This is how it always starts for the real ones. The quiet rise. The overlooked reps. The dismissive headlines. Then boom, one breakout. And suddenly everyone's pretending they were fans from day one. Let's skip the fantasy, though, and stay grounded in what we do know. Shedeur has been the most mechanically consistent quarterback on the field. His footwork is NFL-level clean. His poise in the pocket, veteran grade. His decisions, surgical. His touch on timing routes, borderline elite for a rookie. And all of this is happening while he's technically QB3. The more you think about that, the more surreal it feels. Because in what universe does a third-string rookie consistently outplay the veteran and the rookie ahead of him and still get pushed to the side like he's just getting reps for experience? It's not just oversight anymore. It's starting to look like fear. Fear of disrupting the system. Fear of having to answer the hard question. What if we've been backing the wrong horse? Because if Shedeur is the best quarterback in the room, you can't just ignore it. You have to act. And acting means promoting a third stringer, which means demoting someone else, which means admitting the fans were right before the front office was. And NFL teams hate doing that. But the Browns? They're running out of room to stall. Because right now, the fans aren't just rooting for Shedeur. They're rallying around him. Social media is shaping its own narrative outside of traditional press. It's a grassroots campaign powered by actual performance, not PR. And that performance is only picking up steam. Let's zoom out for a second. Imagine this is week 1. Flacco's under center. He's doing his best, but the throws are flat, the drive stalls out, and the energy is just meh. Gabriel gets some reps in the second half. Throws a pick, misses a check down. And all the while, Shedeur standing there on the sideline, helmet in hand, calm as ever, watching unfold like someone flipping through pages in a book he's already read. Then it happens. Injury? Bad half? Who knows? But suddenly the headset chirps. Sanders, you're in. And in that one moment, everything changes. He jogs onto the field. The camera pans to him. You can already hear the voiceover. This is the first regular season snap for rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders, who has quietly impressed coaches and teammates this summer. Quietly. Sure, Jan, but now he's out there. And he's not here to prove a point. He's here to run the offense. That's the difference. He's not out there for YouTube highlights. He's out there because he knows exactly what he's doing. Snap. Drop back. Quick read. 8-yard strike to Bond. No celebration. No theatrics. Just a little head nod, as if to say, next play, and the moment you see it click, it's game over. You'll watch that Browns sideline come alive like someone hit a light switch. Suddenly the O-line is holding blocks longer. The receivers are running crisper routes. The whole team starts to believe, because that's what real quarterback energy does. It doesn't beg for attention. It commands respect. By the end of the drive, he's marched them down the field with composure. Then he finishes it off with a tight window touchdown throw that threads two defenders and lands exactly where it needs to. Now, you've got a full-blown situation, because you can't go back after that. You can't pretend you didn't just see what you saw. That's when the conversation shifts from what a nice moment to, is this our guy now? And the Browns? They'll either have to embrace it or risk being the team that once again couldn't see greatness when it was right in front of them. But we'll see, because right now, Shedeur Sanders isn't asking for the spotlight. He's earning it. Every rep, every drill, every throw. So here's the deal. If the media won't say it, we will. The Browns have a potential star simmering under the surface. And the only thing more shocking than the performances is how long it's taking people to admit it. This isn't some feel-good underdog learning the ropes narrative. This is a quarterback coup happening in real time. And unless the Browns are completely tone-deaf to what's going on inside their own facility, they're sitting on a decision that could shape the entire future of their franchise. Because Shedeur Sanders isn't just knocking on the door. He's picking the lock, walking in, and redecorating the damn living room. Let's talk reality. When you hear QB3, you think developmental guy, clipboard holder, emergency option if the top two implode. That's the safe narrative. That's the label that lets coaches sleep at night without having to rock the boat. But what happens when QB3 starts looking like QB1? What happens when the emergency option starts making every practice throw look like it belongs in a quarterback clinic? What happens when his worst day still looks cleaner than the other two's best? You can ignore it for a while, maybe a week, maybe two, maybe longer if you really don't want to deal with the drama. But eventually, the locker room starts talking. Then the media catches wind. Then the fans start demanding it. And at that point, it's not a QB3 anymore. It's a QB problem. Or, depending on how brave you are, a QB solution. And here's what makes it all so poetic. This is a media-built moment. This isn't hype manufactured through TikToks and off-season beach workouts and ESPN segments. This didn't come from flashy pro day stunts or dramatic draft night monologues. This came from practice, from reps, from day-after-day execution. This came from real football. And that makes it way harder to deny. Let's rewind back to that net drill. Because honestly, it was everything in microcosm. 3 quarterbacks. Same drill. Same conditions. Flacco goes first. Misses. Gabriel goes next. Close, but no dice. Shedeur steps up. And boom. Right through the net like he's been doing it his whole life. And in that moment, it didn't matter what the depth chart said. The ball knew who the best quarterback was. The drill knew. Hell, the players watching knew. Only the coaching staff and local media still seem unsure. But that won't last long. Because that throw, it wasn't just a good rep. It was a symbol. A statement that screamed, I'm not here for later. I'm ready now. And since then, Shedeur's been backing that up with every single practice. Nothing fluky. No one-off flashes. Just repeatable excellence. And if you're paying attention, you know that's what separates the camp darlings from the real quarterbacks. Anybody can have a flashy day, but it takes a different animal to keep showing up, sharp, focused, delivering clean football over and over again. Shedeur isn't hoping for a shot. He's daring them not to give him one. And the fans? Oh, the fans are in on it now. You can't scroll without seeing another clip, another slow-mo breakdown of his mechanics, another stat from practice pointing out how consistently efficient he's been. This isn't just fan hype. This is fan observation. People aren't pushing for him out of blind loyalty or name recognition. They're watching throws. They're comparing footwork. They're breaking down tape like GMs. And every time they do, they're coming to the same conclusion. Why is this guy still on the bench? And now there's real sustained buzz that the coaching staff can't ignore. Because in Cleveland, fans don't just cheer. They campaign. They organize. And when the dog pound smells blood in the water, you better believe they're going push. So now the Browns are staring down a ticking clock. They got a quarterback who's outperforming expectations, winning reps, and gaining fans at warp speed, and they got two other quarterbacks who, respectfully, are not doing that. Joe Flacco has been solid. Don't get it twisted. He's still got the IQ, the game sense, the occasional deep ball that makes you go, yeah, that guy won a Super Bowl. But can we be honest? The ceiling is low, like basement ceiling low. And Flacco's game now? It's more about survival than elevation. Then there's Gabriel. Raw talent, yes. Good upside, sure. But he's looking like exactly what he is. A rookie still adjusting to the NFL's warp speed tempo. Every time he drops back, there's a flash of potential followed by a visible question mark above his head. He might get there. One day. But he's not there yet. And then there's Shedeur, poised, precise, and somehow just quietly better than both. The coaches will say it's a process. The media will say depth charts are earned, not gifted. But the film is saying something very different. The film is saying you're out of excuses. And here's where it gets juicy. Because if Shedeur does get a shot, whether it's from a preseason breakout, an injury, or just a what the hell, let's see what he can do moment, you better believe he's not giving that job back. This isn't the kind of quarterback who's going to get his opportunity and then play scared. He's not going to tiptoe around it like it's too big. He's going to step in, execute like it's week 10 of his third season, and force the hand of everyone involved. And the thing is, deep down, the team probably knows it. That's why the media coverage has been weirdly quiet. That's why the coaches keep repeating that he's developing nicely lined like a political slogan. Because once you acknowledge what Shedeur is doing, you can't pretend anymore. You can't go back to, it's just practice. You can't go back to, he's not ready. You can't go back to, maybe next season. Because what he's showing, it is ready. It is real. It is now. The Browns are staring at something rare here. Not just a young quarterback with talent, but a quarterback with talent, discipline, media value, composure, and actual command of the game. You don't get that all in one package very often. He's not just the guy with the arm. He's not just the son of a legend. He's not just the internet's favorite QB3. He's the moment. And the longer the Browns wait, the harder it's going to be to keep the dam from bursting. So here's the situation. If Shedeur gets on the field this season and performs the way he's been performing in practice, it's over. There's no easing him in. There's no rotational reps. There's no going back. Because the second the city of Cleveland sees with their own eyes what he's been doing behind closed doors, that's it. The fans won't let him go. The media will start the campaign. The coaching staff won't be able to justify another week without him under center. So to the Browns, I say this. You can delay the moment. You can pretend you don't see what's happening. But you can't stop what's coming. Because Shedeur Sanders has already arrived. And it's only a matter of time before the whole league figures it out.